Guys, the fact was one. I was called like 13 phone calls. I can remember. The others were from the United States. Others were coming from Kenya. And one from the 233. I don't know which is a 233. And some other calls like 264 and various of them. And they were talking about, Gintu, can you drop that video? And I was about, hey, Gintu, to drop such kind of a video? That I'm uploading a video, I've uploaded it, and I never took anyone that I want to have a video with you that maybe it was illegal. Everybody was talking genuinely, talking very fantastically. Then somebody's talking about, Gintu, can you drop that kind of a video? So disgusting, and it cannot happen. And it cannot happen. That one can never happen. I tell you, that one can never happen. You know, during the Villa time, people are being told that, Gintu, make sure that you drop that video. Gake, can you drop that video so as you can be helped? But not Gintu. You cannot control me. Because whenever I talk about whenever you want to drop such kind of a video, I cannot do it. Because I talk about, if I don't release such kind of a video, no one will know which kind of the terms do we go. And people are obsessed with this one. I'm not talking about the people who we were there with are the child molesters or they're scammers or they're what. But the real fact comes once that, Gintu, I have to go to these terms. But for me to go to those terms, I have to bring them peace first. Because you cannot tell me we go to a certain table, then I start talking about you, Gake. Do you know what you did for this young generation? Do you know what we are doing? So there's no harmony that can be there. And what we needed is liberty and harmony at the same time. And the real fact is, I cannot go and tell Kibe, you know what? Do you know that woman that you talked about, you took the money and you never returned the money, or you never combined her, or you never get into partnership with the guy. So I don't like this. So I could have ruined already the conversation, because they're the ones who Mr. CECIL came with. Because Mr. Kibe is the driver to Mr. CECIL. Exactly. And he was the one who drove from Nairobi to here, and is the one who is driving him. And also, let's talk about Gake is now the controller. He's now like the PA. He's the one shooting the videos of, you can see how he starts from the cloud, the trees, talk about even the everything, how the nature is. Then it comes back to Mr. CECIL. Hey, now start up. So pop! Hello, beautiful people, wherever you are, welcome back. It's _Gintu, back again to the root of today. Hello, beautiful people, wherever you are. And I want to address this as a real fact about what is taking place. The fellow YouTubers who want maybe to talk about how the scenario went and how I just gave out the video, stop compromising the statements. Talking about Gintu signed a deal, which is Dabias. Talking about Gintu went to a term, which is not even recognizable. Talk about Gintu signed a term. Which kind of a term? If I can just ask you that, you want maybe to talk about, okay, you want to comprehend the statement talking about I signed the terms, I signed what. It's not that that's how the things are going, and I don't think if it's that's the necessary point to make sure that you're talking about again to sign the terms. And this is muchly from the reactors who are not Antunyabwanse to see the reality on what is taking place. But the real vibe is one that I'm giving always the content to everyone. Talk about from M. Carol, from on trending, from JT, talk about Nairobi teacher. Whenever you see Gintu somewhere, know that maybe don't compromise me so as I cannot bring you the real chapter, so as you can just update people with. And the real valid report to come out is I went with terms with the Trench Town boy yesterday, and I think it was not compromising issues, and I think it was something that we can talk about. It was good for the healthy purposes and also make sure that development is coming to Nyabwanse. And the real fact he was talking about, we're going to be uniting. And it's the real thing about uniting here is going to be uniting. And people are talking about whenever you are uniting, again, we are uniting with, talk about Kenge driver. Talking about we're going to be uniting with the Kenge firstborn. Talk about we're going to be uniting with the Gake in the villa. And most of the people are talking about that. Those are the child molesters. And the real vibe is one. Whenever we just get onto such kind of a point, we're going to be excavating much of the things that are valid onto that kind of a place. And for me, I can just say that we are the people who are living in Nyabuansi mostly. And if we don't join together, talk about today Gintu is in a fight with another person. Today Gintu is in another fight with the other person. The only thing that will be coming out is that Gintu has fought with the Kenge driver. Gintu has fought with the Kenge firstborn. And I think it will not be a good thing, because the only thing that people want to put out is what's the breaking news. And even me, whenever I talk about it, have done something that's not good, people just post it already. And to the real fact is one, I know how these things go. It's like let's talk about, it's like politics. So today people talk about, okay, Gintu, we are with you. But whenever it reaches to tomorrow, hey, people don't know, even want to see Gintu where he is. So the real fact is one, let's not comprehend the statements. The statements and the valid report is remaining to be the valid report. I'm the only person who can give you the validity because I was there. And the other second person who can give you the validity, if you can talk to the guy, is Gake. Talk about, can talk to Kibe, and you can talk to the Trench Town boy. Fact. So let's not comprehend much of the statements. Let's keep in touch, and we're going to be updating you what is coming next. And this is how the point is going right now. Right, this segment, and everyone, kudos to everyone, making sure that Gintu is hard, and there's no much of negativity that's going to be people talking about Gintu going to be leaving the negativity and making sure that I'm not in negativity, but I'm in the straightforward, which is the positivity, to make sure that the positivity prevails. And this is the real vibe about that. And I want to be bringing that kind of a vibe always, and making sure that everyone is getting it to the real point. And the real point should be given out as a real point. Exactly. Raise up your hand. Make sure that we are just meeting to this kind of a point and cherishing together as a team. Let's go forward, and forward always. It's the marching forward. Keep it in touch. Respect to everyone watching the video. Subscribe, like, share, comment, so as we can groove together as a team and make sure that the strong team we are, and there's no hesitation back. Forward forever, back no ever. And everything's coming to you live. Keep it tuned, keep it locked. Here, I'm heading to the town to make sure that I'm getting the information for tomorrow and tomorrow but one. Because you have to collect data. You have not to be called because people fear calling. So you have to go vibrantly, live, one-on-one, so as I can collect the data. Keep it tuned, keep it locked. Hello, beautiful people. Wherever you are, welcome. Security. Fantastic, it's tight. Hello, guys, wherever you are, welcome back to this session of today. Today is today. Tomorrow gonna be another day coming out. It's one-on-one live. And to this position. Hello. Come on. Security is tight. Fantastic. Here we are, making sure that we are protected. I have now the German, but it is rounding off. Wagwan. Here everything is so good, guys. And hey, no. Go. This side. I want to go to work. Exactly. So guys, today I have much of the time to dedicate myself and tell you what is ongoing right now and right today. Here they are. They are now playing down here, so we have to bear with the circumstances, how they come. This is what we have. I like pets. Fantastic. Let's go to the real point. Hey, you. Don't. Hey, stand up. Ow. Hey, look at this one. Ow. Hi. Shh. Hi. Wake up. Be punctual. Go play there. Every section to be covered. Thank you very much. We have to be with the circumstances, how they come. So guys, the beautiful people, wherever you are, all the folks representative onto this band of the genre, it's now kicking off from this position with an immediate effect. Make sure that I'm giving you much of the respondent that is coming clearly, and it's one-on-one live. And you're going to be getting the points that are going to be very healthy. And wherever you are, grab a seat, because I have much of the things to dedicate and to you, making sure that you are getting the real point and the valid point on what is to be spoken. Exactly. Let's go. Guys, I saw one of the videos Mr. CECIL did with the Congrats Dad. And Congrats Dad were talking about, Mr. CECIL talked about, hey, I'm looking for a land and I want to build a very good space. So make sure that you're going to be watching the space and to this position of I want kids to go back whenever they're just closing school. So they're going to be going to a land there. If they're a bathroom, they're going to be bathing there. They're going to be teachers of sessions there. Tutor, going to be a representative there. And much of the things are going to be represented onto this kind of a structure I want to build. But talk about the Congrats Dad was talking about, you know what? I will give you a land. Because he knows the profit of it. He knows the... Not he knows. He knows the profit of what he's going to be talking about. Whenever the land is brought unto their attention, that I want to build this, and is the one who is talking about, I will give you a land. It means that there are some people will not be going to that kind of a place. There are people that are not going to be represented unto that possess. They're talking about Gintu will no longer be needed unto this. The other things like talk about Gintu's kids no longer be needed here. Talk about Mogesi's kids no longer be needed here. Or the Mogesi's siblings no longer be needed here. Ernesto's siblings they no longer be needed here. And the real fact about Mr. CECIL, I thought he is the person who is very confidential and is one of the people I can talk about you can trust. And even he has something that's going to be representing the village and representing the community at the same time. But this Congrats Dad is the one talking about let it come. Yes, come. Yes, he's talking good. Talk about such kind of the development to come, but not at his certain plot. If it's going to be that way, or they're going to be talk about buying such kind of a plot, they're going to be now, the Congrats Dad are going to be the one who is talking about, I'll buy for you, I'm looking for you one. And whenever it's being registered, the ID of Mr. CECIL is not being used there. The only thing that is used there, it's the conduct representative ID. And you know, now it's going to be now for the family. And whatever going to be and to that position, they're going to be saying that, no, this is for this is for this place, this is for that place. And we don't need such kind of the people. I think I am the one who has done it happen. And there's going to be so many fracas there. And for that kind of a point, I can just say that I'm going to be seeking the government land. So as if the government can allow it to happen, and they guarantee and make sure that they're signing papers to make sure that it's gonna be happening, it's gonna be very, very fantastic. But for an individual like Congrats Dad, one day you just come and find a machete putting here a machete and talking about I don't need you here. Even you, Mr. CECIL, I don't need you here because in my land, pay me my land. You have to pay me the land every month. And this is going to be the thing that's going to be going. But due to the real fact about right now, you saw how the plots are being getting the grabbing and also talk about mismanagement of the people's lands, talking about I'm representing you in this land. Whenever you just go, now the land becomes for the family purposes. You saw from Aaron Dante what happened with the demon. Talk about you saw the Jamaican grandma, what happened to the land. Now it is having some green banana like me. And I think I am the one who inspired the Kenge to make sure that he's having banana because he saw my videos coming out from the banana plantation. Even there's a person who came to talk about, hey, Gintu, can I, because there's a person who was hired to make sure that he's looking for the suckers, like this one here, for the banana. And they talk about, Gintu, can I get some of the suckers? I talk about, no problem. You want how many? For how much? Because that's what is needed. So this is what is happening right now, because whenever this kind of the Mzungu is coming to the land, They cannot tell you that whenever you are buying a plot here, you are just leasing for 90 years. They are not telling you that one. The only thing they are telling you is you just buy land. And whenever they subject their items there, like their national ID, like the passports there, you are not registered as the Mzungu there. You are the person who is registered is the Mzee. The Mzee we talk about the congrats dad is the one who is registering everything. And whenever you register, sometimes you reach and they talk about now you are no longer be needed here. And it will be the fact you are no longer be needed because they're the ones holding everything for you. You know, so be punctual whenever you are coming or buying such kind of a thing in Africa, and especially that family. Hey, you're gonna be crying in the toilet whenever you are toileting, and be punctual. Be very fantastic about that, and that is the real fact about what is meant and what is coming next. And from this platform, let me dedicate myself to thank everyone who is watching the video from wherever you are. Just pause a little bit. Grab a phone, subscribe. If it's your first time you watching this live, it's one-on-one. Subscribe, like, share, and make sure that everything gonna be very awesome and cool. Are you there? We are there. Lift your hands and say hi. We are there. Thank you very much. Whoever is just into that house, whenever the kids, maybe they're watching, say hi to mom, say hi to dad. Maybe call the guy. Say that, Ginto say that, call anyone who is just besides you. Fantastic. Let's go. Let's go. Guys, the real facts now, let me tell you a story. Yesterday, I woke up as usual in Africa. You know, I cannot wake up in London. I woke up usual in Africa. Then I started doing my own things. Like I talked about, I'm taking care of the bricks there to dry. So in the morning, I started with my chicken and making sure that the chicken are getting food here and there. From there, I was preparing to make sure that I'm washing the, I'll talk about the drinkers. Then I received a call. And I just grabbed my phone. I saw who was calling. It was Gake, one-on-one. And hello, how are you? You know how always we have to speak as the talk about in the village. Hello, how are you? I'm fine. Gintu. Mr. Cecil want to talk to you here. I talk about, okay, no problem. Give him the phone. Then, Gintu man, how are you man? Fantastic. I have been watching you, man, and I'm eagerly going to have an appointment with you. I like how you are just doing such kind of the things, and I want an appointment, me and you, live, which is one-on-one, and it was about, there's no problem about that, man. What's the problem there? So I gave him an appointment of around 10 a.m. in the morning so as we can just meet and make sure that our shenanigans are going to be flowing. Telenovela in Nyaboanse or meeting in development sector. And I asked about because we shall have terms and conditions, because now these are two different parties meeting, and we shall have a meeting point, and that meeting point should be arranged with me. That was the first thing. The second thing was about what are we going to discuss? What kind of the things are we going to discuss? Talk about development. Talk about PDD issues. Talk about what, or it's mediation. And what do you want? Or you want us to quit? So that was the real point about it. He talked about, I want to discuss to you very development issues. And they're going to be very fantastic. I talk about, if it's that point, you hit the nail. Let's go forward for it. Then I decided to talk about, okay, at 10 a.m., let's grab a phone, call me, talk about we are ready, and I'll give you the venue. Fantastic. So I just closed the phone. Then I did what? I pocketized it. Let's move forward. From that position, now I continue with my own things, making sure that I'm putting everything in its own place to make sure that whenever I'm leaving, everything should be systematic and simultaneously flowing. And to this position. Exactly. So I decided that, okay, now let me prepare, then I give them a venue. I called at one of the certain hotel to make sure that we are just going to book a reservoir and to that position and make sure that we are grabbing our seats there. Then they called whenever it reached at 10 a.m. Gake called and talked about, are you ready? I talked about, I'm ready, and we are meeting in Joffa Hotel. Gonna be perfect? Perfect. But we started with the one of the hotels first before they started talking about we're going to be going to one of the hotels a little bit far away. We talked about, okay, we are going to the nearest hotel and the hotel that we know. Everyone knows. I think about it. And we're going to be representing each other there. And whenever now we met and they came to the certain hotel and we sat, we enjoyed our day and everybody grabbed a drink. And everybody was grabbing a drink that are going to be very favorable for himself. Whether you want alcohol, you take alcohol. Whether it's 40%, 100%, it's you drinking the alcohol from there. Whenever you want juices like me, fantastic going there. And if you want a soup, you want what, it's available. So it's a restaurant. Fantastic? Fantastic. So whenever we were talking about much of the things were not discussed onto the video, and I can just tell you this as a fact. The video captured a little bit of the section, and I was the one who was filming. And the other three extra people, Mr. CECIL, Mr. Gake, and also Mr. Kibe, they were not filming at that position. And I think at the other part of the hotel, whenever we just got out of the hotel, we went to see where the fish were, because I told them that I'm the one making sure that I'm taking care of that hotel to the other section in terms of fish farming, and I was the one who is needed much, and I can give them a guarantee of 100% to be representing them onto that position. And I guaranteed them. Then we went and they started shooting, and you saw Kibe dancing there, dancing. You know, now the liquor was about to overturn the head, you know, and we have to bear with the circumstances about that. And Mr. Gake was there talking about I have to film here and there. Everybody was filming everywhere. And due to the real facts about it, whenever we just finished our everything, we talked about, okay, we're going to be going to the terms, yes. And the real fact about him coming to me was one, making sure that they have a package or a luggage that has landed onto the villa. And that luggage is very, very huge in terms of he cannot disburse it himself or the people who are just surrounding him. Because right now, Kenya has talked about the going or the overflow of people, talking about the Kenge firstborn. They're flowing to the villa anytime, anyhowly, anytime. So they're gonna bring some miscellaneous challenges. So they were told, make sure that you are limited to go to the villa. And they talked to Kenge driver, the same thing. You are limited to go to that place. So don't talk about every time you are there. And that's why now I knew that now Kenge is now hesitating. Now he's going to be directing himself. We have to bear with the circumstances because things are hot and they're hotter. And we were talking about now we are 98%, not yet complete, not yet revealing. And we are revealing small by small. So as you can be getting from one point to another. 98% still standing, not yet representative. And we're going to be bringing it live to you. And it will be in section until we finish to 1%. Then we start another chapter of 100% again. And still coming to you. And the real fact about now, whenever we turned back and everybody dispersed to his own position, I went back home and I sat. Then I was doing my own things. Then a little bit, I was processing my video. Then I uploaded. You know, we have our own Wi-Fi's right now. I can just work from my comfort zone of home. And it's very, very fine. And I was talking about, right now, it's very, very strong. Because even right now, guys, I can tell you this as a fact. Right now, I am the one who is triggering these people of the Wi-Fi operators because they failed us some previous days before. We were uploading a video for 4 to 5 hours, a video of 1 hour, and it was so disgusting. Even a video of 30 minutes you can upload for 3 to 4 hours. It was very disgusting. And I went to the station and I talked to them. If you don't want to approve or improve your services, we are going to leave it as YouTubers in Nyaboanse and come and pick your old things and we're going to ban them. So they listened and they knew that, okay, these people, you know, you cannot be paying only a screen. I talk about the digital screen or the flat screens that have YouTube and they're so fantastic. They are the ones that can operate on the TikTok. And whenever you have a phone, you can now browse. But whenever you want to upload, which is the main aim, and you paying such kind of a stuff or a gadget, now you cannot do it. And the services were so poor. And I talked to them that these are not the services we need. And even more of the people complained. Maja KE complained about it. And he was talking to me that, hey, Bwan, do your service get good? Talk about Sergio. Talk to me one day. Is that this Wi-Fi going to work? I don't see it. I'm paying money, which is more money, and it's not working very properly. Talk about... I have another lady and to this position here talking about Masubowan here. It was talking about, hey, this thing now it's not working. Even I don't know how, even next month I don't think if I can pay for it. So I just triggered them and I told them, if you want your services to be, and YouTubers in Nyaboanse are the ones who are having much of that. Talk about from Nasto down there. Nasto has it. Talk about Pharaoh the boy. Talk about everyone who is there as a YouTuber. They have such kind of a Wi-Fi. So whenever they fail us, we're going to be talking that you are failing us. And it was about to come in a video because if they're going to fail us, we're going to be approaching another company to bring such kind of the Wi-Fi so as we can have it. But due to unconditional circumstances, they have improved. And right now, I upload a video in 20 minutes. That's fine. That's fine. Whenever you came, I uploaded a video. Then it went good. A little bit viral a little bit. So Kenge was the one, was part of the team who got such kind of, you know, right now they're so punctual. They're waiting for the video to come. What is popping out in Nyaboanse? You know, this is the only channel that's broadcasting it live and it's one-on-one. And you know about that. And whenever I begin to put a video, they have to be there. Yeah, Ginto has put a video. Let's see what is popping out. The 98%, is it complete? Not yet. How many percentage have you reached? So they have to be so punctual to wait for that kind of a moment to reach. Now the segment now. Now Kenge called Mr. CECIL and talked about, hey, Mr. CECIL, what have you done? Why are you going to Mr. Ginto to make sure that you are having a video? Why didn't you tell me? Mr. CECIL explained himself. Talked about, you know what? I told you I'm going to meet somebody. But that somebody, I never mentioned the name. And the Kenya talked about, okay, you talked about you are going outside, the people outside of the villa. And I talked about, yes, why couldn't you go to another person like Claudiasef? Talk about Minhawi. Talk about Mogesi. Talk about, we have Pablo K.E. Why could not be this kind of the people? Why Ginto? And I was, you know, how the thing go, you know, now Kenge has to know what is the real focus outside here, because we are not going to balance the boat this way, yet this one is down, the other one is this way. So we have to balance. If you want to balance it, we have to come to the table so as we can balance it. And I've ever talked about it. So why can you talk about go and subscribe, go and wave there, and is a thief, is this and this and this? He prompted chaos. He prompted chaos. And this is throwing us as the young YouTubers into an imbroglio. And this is the real fact. And also, about Mr. CECIL, I talked about, what about the child molestation? What about that one? How are you going to work about that? Or you are bringing me to the table to make sure that I'm quitting this negativity that is done unto the village, so as you can take that advantage into this position. And it was about, no, you can speak anything. That was a honest man ever possible. And he's the person who you can discuss a thing and get a solution. And he was a very understanding person. I can assure you that one. But the real fact about how the thing go outside here, you cannot tell me that Kenge can come and tell you, talk anything that you need. And he can just grab a seat and talk about Gintu. Now we are discussing something. So he doesn't have such kind of a brain. And the only thing he just talk about is one. Go and unsubscribe. They are disrespectful. They are ungrateful. And I was about no problem about that one. And I cannot hesitate to say it as a fact. It's gonna not work that way. It cannot work that way. But Mr. CECIL, kudos to you always. Because he's a man of representative. He's a man who can do anything that's more possible. And I really salute and respect such kind of a person. So how the things go on next level is that whenever now we called and they were told that, okay, you have done something that was wrong because you are living into my villa. I don't want you to associate with Gintu and something like that, because Gintu is the one bringing all the lights out. So whenever you bring him again to the villa, you're going to be now cooking them. And my real fact was one, guys, and I have to talk about it. My good aim was one, to be a silent killer. Go just discover and make sure that I'm getting the new points inside. Talk about Anastasia. She's inside there still. If you could get an opportunity to make sure that I'm grabbing her section there, grabbing her opportunity from there, and talking about she was ever calling people outside of Kenya, talking about, can you employ me as a maid? Can you have me as I can work for you? And it's something that's so disgusting. And even I don't think she closed the school. She was not there, and no one knows the health status of her. And she's just compromised there. And if we can get an opportunity, if that was a very good opportunity to bring these people close to me so as I can discover something. But no one knew that about her. And people were talking about Gintu, that was not good terms for you to do. You know, sometimes I do talk about, sometimes you have to go in hardship so as you can reach to the destination you need. And the real fact was one. I wanted to go to that hardship that people talk about. Gintu is betraying us, Gintu is betraying us, but I excavate something and I bring it outside. But I cannot fail people always. And that's the real fact. And now, after the call was rang, and it was told that, no, you did a very big mistake. Gintu was not the best person for you to go for. And make sure that, no, you did very bad. And, people were waiting for the live, and the live was not prompted. And I can think about that live was excluded. And making sure that the life is not coming, he has to do something very meticulous. He called again Mr. Kibe, talking about, hey, Mr. Kibe, what have you done? Why are you doing that one? And guys, let me tell you the fact. Guys, the fact was one. I was called like 13 phone calls. I can remember. The others were from the United States, others were coming from Kenya, and one from the 233. I don't know which is a 233. And some other calls like 264 and various of them. And they were talking about, Gintu, can you drop that video? And I was about, Gintu, to drop such kind of a video? That I'm uploading a video, I've uploaded it, and I never took anyone that I want to have a video with you that maybe it was illegal. Everybody was talking genuinely, talking very fantastically. Then somebody's talking about, Gintu, can you drop that kind of a video? So disgusting. And it cannot happen. That one can never happen. I tell you, that one can never happen. You know, during the villa time, people are being told that, Gintu, make sure that you are dropping that video. Gake, can you drop that video so as you can be helped? But not Gintu. You cannot control me. Because whenever you want to drop such kind of a video, I cannot do it. Because I talk about, if I don't release such kind of a video, no one will know which kind of the terms do we go. And people are obsessed with this one. I'm not talking about the people who we were there with are the child molesters or they're scammers or they're what. But the real fact comes once that, Gintu, I have to go to these terms. But for me to go to those terms, I have to bring them peace first. Because you cannot tell me we go to a certain table, then I start talking about you, Gake. Do you know what you did for this young generation? Do you know what we are doing? So there's no harmony that can be there. And what we needed is liberty and harmony at the same time. And the real fact is, I cannot go and tell Kibe, you know what? Do you know that woman that you talked about? You took the money and you never returned the money, or you never combined her, or you never get into partnership with the guy. So I don't like this. So I could have ruined already the conversation, because they're the ones who Mr. CECIL came with. Because Mr. Kibe is the driver to Mr. CECIL. Exactly. And he was the one who drove from Nairobi to here, and he's the one who is driving him. And also, let's talk about Gake is now the controller. He's now like the PA. He's the one shooting the videos of, you can see how he starts from the cloud, the trees, talk about even everything, how the nature is, then it comes back to Mr. CECIL. Hey, now start up. So you can see that kind of a video. It's from the makeover, which is Gake. So I cannot talk about, okay, Mr. Gake did this, we are not doing this. Terms and conditions could not be there again. So we had to relax, sit, and make sure that everybody is very comfortable. So as whenever you want to get your point out, somebody can get you at the point. And that was the real fact about what I wanted. And from that position, I can talk about, let's talk about now after Kenge called them, and everybody was now, the heart was now beating, the heart rate now increased in an extensively way that no one could just answer that, oh, what's now ongoing. And I think people are sleeping there not knowing what's the next step. And we are waiting for that step, and I'm going to be updating you which is the next step, because you saw even the video was not posted. Talk about Mr. CECIL shot a video there. Mr. Kibe shot a video there. Gake shot a video there. But no one posted that video. No one posted that video. And it's the real fact that they have to go down, because whenever they could post it, the only thing you could hear is alive. You are no longer needed at my villa. Gake, just get out. Kibe, I don't want to see you. And that's the real fact. And this is what is making Kenge to look very stupid always. Talking about he cannot come to the terms. He cannot concentrate. He thinks he has a very big channel to compromise everyone who is just down here. He has a big channel to control everyone into the village. Talk about now, Gintu is always excavating, making sure that every possibility. I talk about the truth should prevail. If this is to be said, this is the truth. This I cannot spare anyone. Whether it could be Mogesi, could be Ernesto, could be me. Whenever it comes to the real fact about what is to be fact, I can talk about the fact. There's no hesitation about that. That's the real fact. Whenever it comes to this is a Mickey Mouse, it's going to be in the Mickey Mouse. Whenever it comes, this is the reality, this is the reality. And that's where I stand for. Keep it tuned. So, guys, and to the another position I've just took over. I was talking about, I am, right now, I'm formulating there some bricks. And the bricks, from your perspective, within the bricks and having the block, which is the best for me to use in terms of constructing my house. And I was talking about, I've never asked some people that, okay, and the people are just confusing this one. And I've got much of the several texts talking about, again, to have gone to the terms. Now you have been given the dollars to construct a house. No one has ever paid me any money. I'm talking about I'm using my own money. I'm going to use my own money. And the real fact is one, better I construct for 10 years, but I'll just have that house there. And that's the real fact. But the people are talking about right now, I've started with some hardcore and talk about the sand. It's there. I've brought several tippers there, like 12 tippers there already, 6 sand and 6 hardcore. And I think it's this fantastic one. And now I'm going forward. I'm now making sure that the bricks are being formulated there. And at the far end of this which is next month, which is November, I'm going to be burning them. I'm going to be putting them in a furnace, make sure that I'm burning them. And talk about during that time, I think I'm going to be having what? A skeleton now. Even if it's pillars, I'm going to be having the pillars standing and waiting there. And whenever I reach there and they say that, okay, let me stop there a little bit, look for money. And whoever is willing to help Gintu talk about, we can chip in and help Gintu and make sure that the thing's gonna be going. Because always together, we make it happen. That's the real fact. But the people talking about I went to the terms with the Mr. Cecil to make sure that my house is standing, don't attempt that one, because I'm not a person of being lured with money. That's the real fact about it. I'm not a person to be talked about, Gintu, you have gone to these terms, you have gone to that one, you have gone to that one, to make sure that you are compromising things and you're going to be building a house that is standing with sins. I'm not doing that one. I'm not in such kind of the terms. And whoever is just putting such kind of the terms and to me, withdraw them. Because I'm not in such kind of a scenario and I cannot be attempted to have such kind of the things. And the real fact, and people think about Gintu was given money to make sure that the appointment gonna be. And I can assure you, there's no money was landed anywhere. I talked about, I promised myself that you want development, we have to check on the development. And that development I was talking about is the luggage that came to the villa. They don't know where to disperse the products to, and they saw my channel. I was making sure that I'm bringing people together, I'm bringing girls together, I'm bringing I talk about the ladies who are mature together to make sure that they're receiving sanitary needs. But the real fact about they have come with many things and to the package that the shipment that came. And the big aim of that road construction or the road rehabilitation, or we can talk about the road grading that was done there, it was to facilitate the incoming shipment to come out to land and to the villa with good, talk about in a good way. Because the road was pathetic, the road was disgusting, and it has helped much of at the time. And tomorrow I'm going to be hosting a person called Percy, so as we can just discuss the terms and conditions that were there and talk about the land that they were talking about. They have just ate her land a little bit, and we're going to be joining our hands to make sure that we are getting the real fact. Because for me, I can talk about whenever development comes, it's going to be helping you and helping the other people and also the children who are just upcoming. Because whenever you see development, don't talk about, oh, you are now going to do this in this. Development is development. Let's cherish with development. And I think development is the best key. Exactly. So, and to this position, I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be bringing much of the people, and also whatever is not conditional, I'm going to be bringing it onto the light to make sure that people are getting which negativity we have reached. And this is where we have reached, and this is no longer be needed. And I'm going to be updating you always to make sure that you are getting the real points. So keep it tuned, keep it locked. And this is still ongoing, and this is how things going to be going. Keep it locked, keep it tuned. The dogs are now coming. Fantastic. Hello? Shh. Come on. Kuja. They're discussing there a little bit. I'm waiting for them to come. Shh, kuja. Hello. Fantastic. We go home. Thing go home. Guys, this dog here, it had some miscellaneous fracture, and right now it is working very much. And no. It's working very much. This one here, it's working. You can just remember the other day the fracture was, and it was crying, and I think by now it's good for how the things are going. And I think the dogs, the security is tight. You can see them right now here, and this is the real deal. If you want a dog, these are called the Coco dogs, and one of them is called Jean. This one here, this one is called Jean, and the other one, the name's gonna be coming to you live. And keep it tuned, keep it locked. Other things are coming from this section right now.